I just saw this going around this morning, apparently filmed by an employee at a Publix supermarket in Miami. It features an individual apparently quite frustrated with their policy of requiring masks, and he goes on a quite deranged rant against them. Take a look.
This is a false flag, fake pandemic. You are in violation of my constitutional rights and my civil rights. I've already warned you. Expect it. I'm filing a class action lawsuit. You can take your fake, global terroristic, false flag attack, shove it up your. You're terrorists. You're in violation of my constitutional and civil rights. There's no pandemic. I'm filing a lawsuit. I have a right to buy groceries without being forced to participate in terrorism. You.
Excuse me? You need to wear a mask. Do you understand that? To come in the store?
You're violating my constitutional
Okay, well,
rights.
this is private property.
This private fucking property has food. I have a right to buy food without being forced to participate in a fake, global, false flag pandemic. There's no pandemic. You mother gonna get mass arrested and executed for terrorism. You.
Okay, so I acknowledge some of that was hard to follow because we had to bleep out the swears, but it does end with him saying that he wants the employees of Publix to be mass arrested and executed for terrorism.
Now,
you're originally from Miami, correct?
Yeah, I'm from Miami. I know
That's
that.
why
I know
we have
that
this.
Publix, and I get it, guy. The Publix subs are the best. They're better than Subway. They're better than Quiznos. They're the best, and I get it. You want your Publix subs, but yeah, I mean. It's he probably watches OANN. I don't know. What can I say? It's a crazy time we live in.
I love that you've been to that particular Publix.
Oh,
I've been
absolutely.
to a Publix in Florida, but I've not been to that particular one.
I'm like 90% sure that that's the Publix in Brickell.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So look, what I want to throw out is that the United Food and Commercial Workers International Union, which represents 1.3 million food and retail workers, says so far 72 U.S. food industry workers have died from that false flag fake pandemic, and nearly 3,000 have shown symptoms of the coronavirus. Those numbers are only going to grow, even if we wear our masks. People working at these supermarkets have been exposing themselves at a very high level, like far more than regular people. They've been asked to make a sacrifice that they are barely compensated for. Yeah. They don't deserve to be abused. And then look, beyond that, I've been trying to do my best to fight against misinformation around this from the very beginning. I have a feeling that guy probably does not watch the damage report. And look, he didn't attack them. He apparently wandered off. No arrests were made. But I am worried about, every day I see a story of a guy who, there was yesterday a guy wiped his nose on an employee at a supermarket.
Jesus. Because
he'd been asked to leave. There was the guy in the San Diego supermarket who was wearing a KKK mask. Like, there are crazy people that are being misinformed and then sent out there to have a problem by the same people. Like, Fox is misinforming them and then promoting these protests saying the lockdowns are fake. Tucker Carlson saying there's no scientific reason to believe that the lockdowns mattered. Laura Ingraham saying there's no reason to socially distance and masks are unscientific. And the people who are going to suffer from that are mostly Fox viewers, but also the workers who come into contact with them.
The customer is always right is one of the more noxious phrases and ideas that has become sort of canon in the American religion, right? And it's this idea that in any sort of situation in which you are a customer, either at a supermarket or at a restaurant, that you are the dictator of that interaction, and that the person in front of you is basically your slave to do whatever, is anything you want. And it just creates this environment of no real solidarity, like what you're talking about. Like this, these supermarket workers are risking their lives for what, $16 an hour,
maybe.
You know what I mean? Yeah, if they're lucky. And to see people just like so blatantly dismissive of them and hostile to them is absolutely dispiriting. I mean, it's just I don't know what else to say. Like, it's just It really is just incredibly sad.
I agree. And a couple of people in the comments are pointing out the security guard, I believe at a dollar store, that was killed for trying to get people to wear their masks, was literally killed. And these are people who, no,
you
go
know,
on.
again, it's like when you're starting to see like what you're starting to see with Tucker Carlson and Fox and all these people sort of changing their tune a little bit on the coronavirus, starting to question the narrative and all that stuff. You know, like you can sort of track this perfectly with, oh my God, like we need these workers to be working. If not, like our bottom line is going to be affected.
Yeah.
Right. And if public health ever comes up against profit or the bottom line or the interests of the ruling class, the thing that always wins out is the interests of the ruling class.
100%. Yeah. And like there was like briefly the drive to reopen back around May 1st or whatever. Trump said, we're going to reopen on Easter, and there was pushback, and he actually backed down. And that bought us a couple of weeks, and then that's it. He's like, he doesn't care. He was on the news a couple days ago saying we're doing too much testing right now. Like we're doing less than half of the bare minimum of what experts say we need to be doing to reopen. And he says that is a waste of testing. They've totally come around to the numbers don't matter. If another 70,000 die, it doesn't matter. Oh, and by the way, the numbers aren't real anyway. Right. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. They're being inflated. So you don't have to actually believe that people are dying at a rate of several thousand each year. He's moved on. He doesn't care anymore. His voters don't seem to care, even though a lot of them are dying. And I just wonder if a second spike happens, if another pandemic happens, if it comes back in the fall or the winter, why would we believe that they would take it more seriously then?
No, they would take it. They would probably take it less seriously. I mean, they might do like some sort of targeted thing to protect certain wealthier areas and stuff like that. But I don't see them doing this like lockdown ever again. I mean, the practical effects of the lockdown are similar to those of like a mass general strike, you know, and it really is burning, like it really is affecting their bottom line. So it's almost like they accidentally inflicted a general strike on themselves, and they're seeing just how much that hurts, that hurts them. And so they're not going to do that again. There's no way they're going to do that again.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.